Welcome to Big Brother Conversation. My name is Karen Ayudewe, aka Karen Ayu, and I'm here to talk about the most crucial and also share some impactful things from the show. Okay, guys, today I said I must introduce myself first before I start ranting plenty. This week that just passed was actually one of the most toxic and dramatic week. At some point, I was watching the show and I had to switch off my TV because I was not liking what I was watching. And as I go and explain further, I'll give you reasons why I feel that the show is so toxic. Today I'm going to rush everything because I want to make sure that we follow up accordingly. I'm going to start with the eviction night before we go into how the whole week played out. Okay, so let's talk about the eviction night. The eviction night was very, very interesting. Yeah, I'll say it's interesting because this time around the jury members, I think Biggie or Big Brother, they watched our video, because remember I said in the last video that if they are bringing the jury members should sit down and analyze and tell us why they are selecting a particular housemate to leave the show, and they actually did that. It made a lot of sense. The jury members were V, Elozanam and Sasuke. V was from Lockdown, Elozanam from Pepper Dem, Sasuke was from Shine Your Eyes, and they actually thought carefully and made some valid points, and they ended up evicting Kidwire. The bottom two was Tolani Badge and Kidwire, so they removed Kidwire. Now let me talk about Kidwire's eviction. I feel like Kidwire actually deserves to go home because he's one of those housemates that keeps saying, I don't need the money, I don't need the money. Even at some point I was like, what did you even come to the show to do if you don't need the money? You should have just let other housemates that are still trying to find their balance, like other all-stars that are still trying to find their balance, to come into the show. I wasn't even expecting Kidwire to even come for the show. It would have even been better for him to be a jury member, based on the fact that he keeps talking about money thing. But one thing I learned about the whole Kidwire eviction is that in life, if you're going to a certain environment, try to make sure you maintain a certain level with everybody. See yourself as an equal person. Don't feel like, oh, because you have some certain title and some certain privilege, you're bigger than everybody. So at the end of the day, even the money he claims he has, the fan base and everything, everybody was like, oh, since you have money now, no need to keep you on the show. So I just hope that people can learn from that. Then, in order to spice up the show, to make sure that this show will not be toxic, as I said at the beginning of this video, they brought in 4 new house guests, which is who came in first among those 4 people? Okay, let me just call them in no particular order. Omashola, Kim Oprah, Prince, and Lucy. Yeah, Lucy. These people came into the house, and I think they are coming to bring in some drama. At some point I was like, is there any need to bring this new set of housemates? But later there was a comment that someone made in one of our tweets we put out there. The person said they're actually needed to change the environment, because the environment is actually so filled with hate and all sorts of negative vibes. So I just hope that these 4 new house guests they brought into the show will actually spice up the show. So now that we are done talking about the whole eviction thing, I don't want to expatiate on it. I just wanted to give you a little bit of hints here and there. Let's go talk about the whole week drama. So this particular week that passed, Mercy was made the head of house, and she selected fraud, white money, Doi, and Angel to be her BFF. And then this person, Alex got the immunity after finding the black envelope, and Doi was actually got the pardon me. First of all, I want to commend Mercy's selection because her reign was very, very matured and peaceful. I like the fact that she did not pick her BFF based on friendship, but she picked her BFF based on people with good sense of thinking and reasoning. And Fraud is that matured person. Also, white money, I'm sure she picked Doing based on when they were playing the head of house game. Doing came second, so in order to encourage her, she just had to make her the BFF. And Angel, probably Angel too, is another calm, coordinated person. Then there was a lot of drama. The HOH games brought a fight between Adekunle and Pere. and brought in some little bit of, I think it was when Ebuka said 6 people are carrying the show. That's when everybody went wild. Everybody went wild that Monday. I can never forget the whole drama and everything. And sorry, I needed to talk about Uriel's eviction again. Now, Uriel's eviction, her media rounds to be precise, let me just talk about her media round. I like the fact that Uriel is using her representation in the house to sell herself outside. We all love that diary section, and she has been using that energy to push herself. I mean, she still continues with that vibe, and that's exactly what she's expected to do, or every other housemate is expected to do. And Uriel made me to understand that if you're coming into this game, inside the house is the foundation. So whatever foundation you lay inside the house, that is what you use to grow yourself outside the house. And I love what she's doing. She's actually coming up with a podcast, which I commend her for, and she's using all those energy she put into the house. She's now using it outside, despite the fact that she was not lucky to stay, even though the jury messed her up. Neil and Tolani Badge, especially Tolani Badge. You see, one thing I just have to say is that I just hope that what Tolani Badge is doing in the house is actually a game. Is a game and is a strategy. I don't want to talk about anything longer than that. But one thing I want to say about this whole thing is that as an all-star, you're coming into the show, you are given a second chance. In fact, the entire all-stars that they brought, I don't know if they are behaving as if this is their first time of coming to Big Brother. By right, they are supposed to know that, okay, we've come for this show before. This is a second chance. They're not supposed to come to the show like they are coming in for the first time. The vibes and energy in that house is just so off, and it's not even looking entertaining anymore. It's now looking like a toxic show. So far for me, I feel the people that are giving that vibes of being focused and trying to rewrite the narratives of who they were in the past is Alex, Sisi. If you know of any other housemate that is actually okay, Soma is not in the skinny whatever, or I don't know if Soma, if I'm right, but I feel like Alex and Sisi is just herself. Alex is just trying to make sure she doesn't put any negative narrative. And then White Money too. I think White Money too. If you know any other person that is giving you that positive and not wanting to stay in themselves and trying to make sure they do their brand, you can write it in the comment section. Okay, now the main reason why I really wanted to, the main reason for this video, the Ilebaye drama, the bullying aspect. You see that Ilebaye whatever, it didn't look beautiful. I mean, what Ike did to Ilebaye, it was not beautiful at all. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. Aside from that, even when she was having a conversation with White Money and Soma, I was just so irritated that I had to switch off my TV. I didn't want to hear again. I just switched off my TV immediately. First of all, the Ilebaye and Ike drama. You know, here we don't used to talk about the fights. We just try to analyze and give our 2 cents. So now, if they feel that Ilebaye is giving them so much of disrespect, I mean, she's the youngest, so far as I'm concerned. She's 22 years. Each and every one of them, based on the fact that they are all stars, they're supposed to behave like elders, like father figures, people that have elder ones at home, people that train younger ones at home and also train their children. I was very disappointed in Sheyi and Benita when Ike was doing that act there, destroying her things, and both of them have children in their house. I mean, they are parents. They tell their children not to do this, and they are also against bullying. I'm not sure they will be very comfortable if it were their child that they were doing that kind of a thing or that sort of thing. But you see, this whole Big Brother Naija All Stars, because of the money, people are behaving like evil spirits. I wrote it down on my Twitter page that money is the root of all evil. So everybody is just being clouded in their mindset that it is a game, it is a game, it is a game. So they are not even thinking of any other thing. All what is in their head is just the money, the money, the money, the money. So at the end of the day, they cannot even try to caution things that are wrong. They cannot caution things that is not being done in a certain type of way. As for Sheyi, I was not happy with the way he handled things. I was not also happy with the way he was talking to the conversation he was having with White Money and Soma, fam, I was so disappointed. I was watching that particular statement he was making, that his son is going to fuck people's daughters, and I was like, what? How can you be saying such a thing? And he kept on saying it and saying it and saying it until I couldn't stand what I was watching. I just had to switch off my TV because everything was totally embarrassing to watch. And now I just want to say a big shout out to all the handlers of this season. I mean, Shay is actually making things difficult for his handler, or whoever the handler is, because every now and then the handler has to bring out a press statement. And aside from that, all the handlers of this season, most of them are so dramatic. In fact, they act like they are in the house. I feel like Big Brother should even give them their own show alone, because they are really doing a lot of things. But then I think Shay has apologized, because the show is on and I saw it where he apologized, and Big Brother has actually cautioned them, and they brought in a therapist for them so that they can be able to behave themselves and bring in a lot of joy and happiness and clear the whole toxic vibes in that house. Good thing, Soma got the head of house, and there's this thing Soma does, the affirmation, very unique and beautiful. He makes the housemate to do affirmation. He picked his BFF Angel, his lover. He picked Shay, he picked Alex, and I don't know who was the other person he picked, but if I can remember, I'll insert the person's video or person's picture. But then the whole vibe that is in the house is good. And then this new set of house guests are trying to control things and make sure things are being put in order. So in all, it's going to be a fantastic it's already beginning to look like a fantastic week. Everything is going on well, although some people are still misbehaving, but then it's fine. I'll see you in my next video. I don't want to talk much. I'll see you in my next video. I'm going to still review how this week played out, and then we'll also talk about the next eviction that is coming up. And yes, Big Brother removed the jury. No more jury. There is no more jury. And even the immunity, nobody got the immunity because Cross and Angel, they tied. So this week it's all about voting. So I hope you're going to vote for your favorite housemate, so that your housemate does not become the bottom. But even if they get to the bottom 2 or bottom 3, they literally have to, there's no jury, they will be evicted. So I feel like this week there will be a very powerful eviction. Yeah, there will be a powerful eviction. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. My name is Karen Ayu, and this particular segment, we are going to be turning all this Big Brother conversations that we've been sharing on the channel to a podcast section, so that if you cannot watch the video, you can also listen to the audio. You know, we are here for everybody. I want to make sure that everybody is being treated nicely and everybody's enjoying the show. Thank you, and see you in my next video.
Visit www.gistalways.ng to be inspired and be informed.